anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. It's Thursday. Usually on Thursdays, I like to throw back. And I want to do this throwback because yesterday when I spoke about GEHOC, I've had a lot of reactions from different places. Some persons calling relatives of mine to give subtle jabs and say, oh, he's being politically motivated and all of that. And I expected all those things to come because, you see, in Ghana, when you speak to the truth, when you speak facts and figures, those who disagree with the facts and figures, instead of coming with counter facts and figures, they rather choose to either insult you, either put you in the political clothing, or either choose to be emotional about it, or either choose to, align you and whatever it is. I've gone through a lot of that. In throwing back, I'll show you something that happened in 2018. Please put up that Facebook reminder for me. 2018. In 2018, this was 3 years ago, before 2018, right? Now, I posted, well, this is my daily cross, just few hours apart, and I am labeled an NDC by one and MPP by another. I remain focused to my true calling. So Johnson Dogbe, please scroll it up so we can see it. Johnson Dogbe comes to tag me. That's my official 3FM 92.7 page. And he says, do your work well and stop the bias towards NDC. TV didn't start with you. And you Latter-day Saints, if you learn Ghana's history, you will not even like to mention the name NPP. It says, do your work well and stop the bias towards NDC. TV didn't start with you. Later, Latter-day Saints, if you do your work well. Then Yaldo comes and says, at TV3 Ghana, why is your journalist or presenter, Hughes _3FM, now is Hughes _on air, so calm on the NDC, but rather hard on the MPP GH reps all the time? Does he have any political affiliation with the NDC? In 3 hours, same day, I am NDC, I'm MPP, and you even had at some point presidential staffers saying that he's an NDC. I said, show me my constituency and my branch and bring me my ID card. Nobody could do that. So it tells you clearly that when you raise the issues and the facts and the figures, these are what you get. And I've showed you evidence from it. It was all put up yesterday. So anybody who is calling my relatives, blah, 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 whatever it is, because I'm speaking to the facts and I'm providing the documents. Yesterday, I told you how much the MD of GEHOC earns. And this morning, yesterday, my memory was drawn to the fact that it is not, the basic salary is actually not 50,000. It was increased from 50,000 to 59,000 without a board agreement. That's what the workers are saying. So if you put that together, about 5% of that for entertainment, 5% of that for clothing, 5% of that for fuel, all of it, fuel I think is 17,000 per month or so, plus the rent and everything. We are paying a lot of money. We need to get value for money. So I have nothing personal with Mr. Kofi Juma. I've met him before. They're a very nice gentleman. But I'm only playing by what the president has asked us to do. What the president asks us to do, I'll share with you later. It's very soon. Now, there's also a memo that was written which started all of this confusion at GEHOC, where the workers said that, look, we were told specifically on the 4th of May that the MD would not return. This is the memo. Now, there's a memorandum, GEHOC. It says, from Board of Directors to all managers, date 15th of May, 2023. All managers are to take note that henceforth, the Board of Directors of GEHOC Distilleries Company Limited on the 15th day of May 2023 has dissolved the interim management committee. The substantive managing director will from today be in charge of the day-to-day administration of the company. Signed by Kwesi Owusu-Forjo, Esquire, Board Secretary. Now, this is in contrary to a promise that had been made to them on the 4th of May. And when they asked, they told them it's power from above, order from above. We'll get to that. Now, this is what they have written. And when they saw this, that was where the confusion started. They said they were going to demonstrate because they said their MD had been on a sick leave, as admitted by the company spokesperson itself. And so they said they were told also that he would not be returning because they have raised issues. They have raised issues about the company being indebted 300 million cedis and in excess of that. They have raised issues about the fact that they do overtime and they are not paid their overtime allowances. And if you refuse to do the overtime, you are threatened with a sack. They have raised questions about the fact that the numerical strength of the company was about 168, that's about 170. Now it's shot up to 600, which is a good thing. If we are giving jobs to people, I like that. But then it means that we must get value for money. So since we increased it from about 160 something to 600, how much have we gotten out of it? What is the output? Their wage bill used to be about 800,000. Now it's 1.5 million. What again are we getting from it after investing 1.5 million? So these are the critical issues that people are asking. It's not about anybody having anything. Now again, yesterday I told you that I was going to read some letters to you. Please pull up any one of those letters. SSNIT is in court with GEHOC. The matter, I'm told, will be settled in 2020. Yeah? But SSNIT is in court with GEHOC. Let's go to the Ghana Revenue Authority. So I won't talk about the SSNIT issue, but I'll talk about GRA and I'll talk about... Now, this is a Ghana Revenue Authority letter dated the 27th of April 2023. And it's addressed to the Chief Executive Officer, National Investment Bank Limited. It said, "Dear Sir of Madam, the letter was received on the 9th of May 2023. The legal department received it at 12:30 p.m. in Accra. Third-party debtor notice. Notice of assessment and demand for payment were served on GEHOC Distilleries Limited for the amount of 231,952,066 Ghana cedis. But the company has not paid. The Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority believes that you have funds due the company at your bank. Pursuant to Section 60 and 61 of the Revenue Administration Act 2016, Act 915, the Commissioner General directs you to pay over to the Ghana Revenue Authority such funds, monies, wages, or salaries that you are holding for the company now or in the future, up to the amount cited above for the application of the company. When you pay the Ghana Revenue Authority the amount cited or such lesser amount for which you are obligated to the company, you will have satisfied your responsibility under the third-party debtors notice and will be indemnified regarding this payment against all proceedings, civil or legal, civil or criminal, which may be brought against you by the company concerning this payment. If you do not discharge your legal obligation imposed by the third-party debtors notice within 7 days on receipt of this notice, you will be held liable under Section 78, failure to comply with the tax law, and Section 82, impending tax administration of the Revenue Administration Act 2016, Act 915, given under my hand, Accra, 8th of May 2023, signed by the Commissioner General. It's sent out a copy to GEHOC Distilleries Limited, Legal Affairs Treaties, and DMC. So this is Ghana Revenue Authority saying that monies that are supposed to be paid in tax have not been paid by GEHOC. Again, I told you we have increased the wage bill from 800,000 to 1.5. We have increased the numerical staff strength from a certain level to another level of 600. We have increased the number of managers from 7 to 27. So you expect that if you are expanding, your monies will also expand. And I'm saying these things because the president gave a specific charge to all CEOs of our state-owned enterprises. This is where I'm drawing the strength to do this from. It's not a personal thing. Please play the president's video to all CEOs, asking them to be profitable or to be kicked out. Play the video for me.
Government has initiated various policy reforms and interventions to achieve the key objectives of fostering coherence in the supervision and oversight of SOEs, addressing key constraints hampering their performance. These policy reform and enhancement measures, as set out in the 2017 State Ownership Report, have been grouped into the following thematic areas. 1. Streamlining government oversight of the SOE sector. 2. Piloting corporate governance improvements. 3. Government on-lending policy. 4. Credit risk assessment for SOEs. And 5. Rationalizing compensation and salary disparities. The task is therefore for you to operate profitably and efficiently. And by so doing, expand your scope of operations so that you can employ more people.
This was the president's charge, and that's where I'm drawing my strength from. So again, is the president being partisan? Because the president is an in-law of the MD. I am told that the chief of staff is also a relative of the MD of GEHOC. I don't care. I'm only asking the questions the employees of GEHOC are asking, and I'm also playing back the president's video for you to know that this is not politically motivated. The president said it in July of 2022. We are in May of 2023. What is the story? Now, let's go to the insurance company, because there's a tier 3 contribution that has also not been fulfilled. I showed you the tax obligation. I showed you that SSNIT are in court. And when SSNIT takes you to court, it means that you are not paying. I don't want to get into the details. This is from Metropolitan Pensions Trust Ghana. 14th of March 2023, the Chief Executive Officer, GEHOC Distilleries Company, Accra, DSA, payment of defaulting Tier 3 contribution. We wish to draw your attention to a default in the payment of a third-tier pension contribution for the employees of GEHOC Distilleries Company Limited. The defaulting period is January 2022 to date. The defaulting period is January 2022 to date. It means that the deductions have been made, but the payments have not been made since January 2022 to date. We request that the total outstanding be paid as soon as possible into the GEHOC Distilleries Company third-tier account with Stanbic Bank to avoid payment of more surcharges of 3% each month of default as stipulated by law, and further involvement of the regulator MPRA. The monthly schedules for the defaulting period should be sent to the following email addresses. And I had to black out the email addresses because before you know, somebody has picked it and written an email and said, oh, we started it. So I had to black it out. We thank you for your cooperation. Yours faithfully, signed by Josephine Amate Von D, Compliance and Portfolio Supervisor, Metropolitan Pensions Trust, Ghana Limited. Now, people make these contributions because they want their future to be secured. You remember the NCCE matter where Tier 3 had matured and they are not being paid? Remember that matter, Fidelity, Chapel Hill, and the Old Mutual? You remember that matter? A similar thing is turning out here, where people have contributed, the deductions have been made, but the monies have not been paid. This is the insurance company speaking. And people are walking around at GEHOC thinking that their deductions have been made and have been paid in them. You understand what I'm talking about? So these are the critical questions that we are asking. What level of profitability has GEHOC had within the short period? Now, play for me a video where there was a staff deba on the 4th of May. That's where the workers are basing their demonstration on. Because the Deputy Minister for Trade, Deputy Minister for Trade, Mr. Otribefi, my good friend, was there. He was there with the top executive, the IMC at the time. They were there. The workers presented a petition to them. And then they told the workers that the MD, was not going to return. Suddenly, I'm told that the ministry and the ministers of Trade and Industry are suggesting that, well, this is order from above. Now, who is that above? And what is the interest of the above? What is SIGA? Because I remember also when Mr. Sibila Samuel Boati was at SIGA, he said he was interested in the profitability. We have a whole ministry for public enterprises, right? They should be interested in looking at this. And I'll be going to the state institutions one after the other, because some of them are declaring profit, some of them are not declaring at all. I mean, how is it that GEHOC that used to declare profit, GEHOC that used to win award for paying taxes, is now being chased by GRE, even to the point where their bankers are now being told that, look, if you don't render the monies to us, you also be in trouble. Now, drop me the other document, then maybe the final one. The final document that we have there, the video of the minister meeting with the staff of GEHOC. There's a video where the deputy minister met with the staff. Let's play the video.
Please, we have a petition for the minister, so we want to find out if we can read out our petition. We would like to bring to your notice some occurrences that is affecting workers at GEHOC distilleries.
So that is, the sound is quite bad because it was recorded from a distance. One of our sources had to do that. But again, the crux of the matter is that they were told that the MD will not return. They were sure, because if a deputy minister comes to speak to you at a place like this and assures you, it means that he has his leg on a stone. So the question is, what exactly changed? Because I find it strange that we live in a country where young people cannot find work to do. And yesterday I told you, President is 79. Mr. Kofi Dwuma is 73 next month. There are too many old people at very vantage points. And even within the MPP, I've seen people share very, very worrying photos of Mr. Kofi Dwuma. I decided not to share them because I'm not interested in the personalization of the issues. And even within MPP platforms, where we have our people, MPP platforms, those pictures have been shared and questions have been asked, but I will not share them here. That's none of my business. That's a private matter, and I'm not interested in the private matter. I'm interested in the charge the president gave us, a profitability expansion to employ more people. Now, if we are employing more people, but we are not expanding, and we are not able to pay our taxes, and we're not able to pay contributions that have been deducted, and we're not able to pay salaries, because some people are owed their March and April salaries, and we are not able to do all those ones, and salaries have delayed, and complaints have been made, which is so unusual. Those things must be responded to, and I don't expect anybody to come and give me emotional outbursts. Because we are looking for profitability, because our monies, our taxes is what is used to run the state-owned enterprises. And we know how state-owned enterprises are run today. Why? When the same media, and just Google GEHOC and add the MD's name. All media houses have reported it. Why is there just the focus on us? To say that I am the one politicizing it. Because we are all looking for the betterment of this country. And we know how state enterprises have run in this country, right from Nkrumah to Ola. So now, if the state-owned enterprises is having a problem, it is time for us to come together to discuss it and not to be emotional about it. I mean, what was the motive for the MD to go and bring in police, about 20 or so of them, to come and prevent the workers from demonstrating, which is a human right, which is in the Labor Act, which is there. Overtime is in the Labor Act. What was the motive? So when you bring police to come and prevent people, when you bring police to come and prevent people, they can't wear armbands, they are red clothes, they can wear, but they can't demonstrate, even though they are suffering, their overtime has not been paid, their salaries are delaying, the taxes have not been paid, SNIT and all of that, and you say that we're politicizing. Look where the politicization is coming from. And ask yourself why, even within the MPP, there are young people who are asking critical questions and asking the questions that are. So yeah, your party no more yes, you qualify now, yes, you bet me MD ni CEO ni bino. And then na yen the ya buying my opportunity. And ankokra for him brewa for no more opportunity. They ask those questions in their party. The NDC will politicize it, but the MPP people are asking questions. They're asking questions why the likes of Oko Boys at NHIA, the likes of David Asante is at Ghana Publishing. They list all the young people, Michael Quay is at Free Zones. They ask those questions. They ask, that's the focus. So let us focus on GEHOC. Let us ask the questions, and let us look for the so-called order from above. Good morning.
As our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why? Why do you panic?
The way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when